Chelsea Football Club complete the signing of Raheem Sterling. The formal announcement is expected imminently. But this is a player that Thomas Tuchel has wanted all summer, and the club are over the moon to have him for such a good price of around £45 million. Nathan Ake will also complete his return to Chelsea Football Club. What is believed to actually be a double deal, where the deals are actually interlinked with one another in terms of cost. But there's other big Chelsea news today as well. Potentially an opportunity to sign Upamecano from Bayern Munich. This has come out of absolutely nowhere. And it is said in Germany that he may become available if they sign De Ligt. We're going to delve into that and look at the Raphinha situation, which is very, very confusing indeed, with multiple conflicting reports around exactly what's going to happen with Raphinha, Dembele, Barcelona, with Chelsea, of course, waiting in the wings for one of them to be left remaining, which some people still predict will be available. Do me a big favor and smash that like and share button. Sterling, guarantee at Chelsea. Let's go. Good morning, welcome back, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Football Terrace. Raheem Sterling is a Chelsea player. This has been a little bit more drawn out than I think Chelsea fans wanted it to be. £300,000 a week, £45 million deal for the individual. What's really intriguing about this piece of business is something Thomas Tuchel wants. It's something Thomas Tuchel has been pushing hard for. It is something that Thomas Tuchel wants massively at Chelsea, and he's got it. One of the most prolific, one of the most consistent performers in the Premier League over the past 5 years, instrumental in the achievements of Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, a player that, listen, City have got to a point where, you know, the old adage of a change is as good as a rest. They need to freshen up their attack, and they've done that by adding Grealish, they've done that by adding Haaland and Alvarez, and they need to keep their opponents guessing. You know, the players staying at one club for the vast majority of their career, you know, Raheem Sterling enjoyed young, and him retiring there in his sort of mid-30s, it's very rare. It's unlikely. It doesn't happen with the vast majority of football players in this world, especially with attackers. Attackers often are rotated in and out of clubs more frequently than top-class defenders or midfield players. So it isn't a surprise to see this happen. Phenomenal business for Chelsea. On top of that, you have the situation with Nathan Ake. Now, I know Nathan Ake is a little bit more triggering in some respects to certain Chelsea fans. I don't quite understand it. Could the money have been better spent elsewhere? The challenging of Thomas Tuchel's talent ID. There is some frustration there, of course, wanting De Ligt. It looks like he's on his way to Bayern Munich now. But, of course, that's thrown up a completely separate sort of thought here that maybe Chelsea, this has come from Graham Bailey this morning, shared here by Simon Phillips, that Chelsea have been informed of the potential availability of Bayern Munich's Upamecano if Juventus defender De Ligt joins the Bundesliga champions. So there's kind of so much to talk about and delve into surrounding Chelsea this morning and the knock-on effects. And you've also got to look at the Raphinha situation as well. The Raphinha situation is so intriguing. And I kind of tweeted last night, just Raphinha to Chelsea with some eyes. And I wasn't trying to I don't know what I was trying to do, really. I'm intrigued by it. And the reason I'm intrigued by it, the reason that I tweeted the way that I did last night about the situation was simply because if you go down here, as I said, if these rumors are true that Barca can only afford one of Dembele and Raphinha are true, Dembele re-signing could be massive. And I just think it's a deal that everyone's got to keep their eye on. Although they're working on both deals, there are some reports saying they're going to sign both. And then you kind of get this. There was something that Fabrizio put out last night where he kind of just said, both players now waiting on Barca. No one really knows what that means. I almost feel like most journalists don't want to put their neck on the line here and say they're going to sign one or they're going to sign both. They're all sort of saying, think it's going to be one or the other. I'm not too sure, though. And maybe that's because nobody actually really knows. Maybe nobody's been completely and utterly briefed. But we know that Chelsea are absolutely sitting there waiting in the wings to pounce. They're waiting in the wings to go, right, I'll have some of that. And that's kind of been the approach of Todd Boehly this summer. His approach has been very much just going to go in with my size 10 boots on, say I am, and try and get these deals done. It's so American. It reminds me of films like Draft Day. It reminds me of Moneyball, the way in which you're trying to get these players quick, hard, and fast. Bish, bash, bosh, done. And some of the deals are working, some are not so much. Of course, tying up the legalities is hard. That's why Sterling was done about a week ago, and it's just taken maybe a week and a bit. It's just taken a little bit of time to get to a situation where Chelsea are going to formally announce it. And often, these deals that come out of nowhere and look like they're done really quickly, that's because no one picks them up until they're just about to be announced. So they feel a lot quicker. Most deals take this amount of time to complete. I wanted to also shout out, now there's some viewers here, big Eid Mubarak to everybody that is celebrating Eid today. Have a great day with your friends and with your family, with your children. And I hope it's a wonderful day for all of you, and I hope the kids get loads of money. I always remember going to a friend of mine's house on Eid once, and I saw these kids walking around with wads of cash. I said, what have I got this money for? So that's kind of the thing. Don't really do presents. Just give the kids money. There's just one kid who's walking around with about £700. He was about 9. I was like, bro, we get Christmas. Christmas is wrong. Just give me the money. I'll go and buy my own stuff. So yeah, absolutely. Big celebration day for the Islamic faith today. So have a good one. Big up upon 200. We got 250k subscribers yesterday, which I'm very proud of, very humbled. But we're going to kind of do a bit of a 250k stream later on this evening to kind of celebrate it, talk some transfers and all that jazz, have a little drinky poos on air and all of that. But there we go. That will come later on today. And of course, listen, on this stream, if we hit 1,000 likes, I will gift 10 free memberships. So make sure you're smashing that like button. We haven't got no new members yet today. Everyone who joins a membership when it's a live stream with me will gets a nice big welcome. So if you want to become a member, click on the link in the description below and get that done. But I want to hear from you today. I want to know sort of where you're coming from today in relation to the situation with Raheem Sterling. Done deal. It's complete. It's absolutely complete. Formalities. I don't really know why they're delaying the announcement at all. I don't know. But I don't care either. I'm one of these people. Maybe it's because I'm 36 years of age. I see Man United fans stressing about Eriksen. We haven't announced it yet. Is there a problem? No, it's just taking its time. It's fine. You probably find United released the information earlier than they probably wanted to when it came to the situation with Eriksen, just to shut some fans up a little bit, make them calm down. I really do believe that. Remember as well, we are also sponsored by the brilliant people at Private Internet Access. And I know a lot of you have signed up already, but please secure your internet surfing by using their VPN. I can get you over 80% discount and 3 months free. I think you get 6 months money back guarantee with it as well. Protect yourself from the big tech companies, people harvesting your data to sell it onto advertisers. Also protect yourself against hackers as well. And there's a lot of fun with it as well. You get worldwide access to all content around the world, wherever you are. You've been on Twitter and you're scrolling down, it says this ain't available in your region. You know, that type of thing. Use a VPN, it goes away. Use it, it goes away. Get signed up to it now. People scan that QR code on the screen just there, or use the link in our description below and what's pinned in the live comment section. But yes, up to 80% off, 82% to be in fact, but 80 just sounds better than 82%. I think. I think it does. Chelsea, Terry, can Chelsea fit Sterling and Raphinha together in the starting 11? Absolutely. Now let's say Chelsea pull Raphinha off, they can. One of the ideas of Thomas Tuchel is to play Raheem Sterling fairly centrally in his team. Now, if they end up signing a number 9, that plan may change. But Raphinha will be on the right-hand side. Sterling will either be on the left or in the central positions, meaning absolutely they can be in the same team without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. Aaron here says Upamecano is overrated. I kind of feel like a lot of, what's happening a lot of the minute? You get these young defenders that break through. They have a good 3 months or a good season, and you see that wow, how good could this individual become? And then there's almost like a period where it stalls. There's a period where they don't really get much better. But it's quite normal. How old is he? I don't even know how old he is anymore. What is he, 21? 22 years of age? Something along those lines? Let's have a little butcher's here. Let me just Google search his name. How old is he? He's 23. Okay, so 23, going to turn 24 this year. He's a little bit older than I thought he was. Most offenders between sort of 25 and 26 is when they really start to show their top level quality. And the only thing I would say that would be a how do I say this in the right way? The only thing where I feel like there is an element of, I get your point, is, well, if Bayern Munich are allowing him to go and sign De Ligt, I don't want the leftovers of this. You know, and I'm not even suggesting, and the reports haven't even suggested that Chelsea are interested or Chelsea are going to make a bid. They've simply stated that the player is being made available, and maybe Chelsea have been offered him, which I think is kind of key. But I do want your thoughts on Raheem Sterling. I want to know where you think VPN equals watching Saturday 3 p.m. games. I mean, listen, I'm not suggesting you do that with it. I have heard rumors that's available, though. Like, I have heard rumors that's available. But that is not something that I would directly advertise. But I do understand it makes it, because I've got a friend, for instance, and what he did for me is he sends me through his login details for the American network that he watches games on, and I just change my computer to it so it thinks I'm in America, and then I have access to it. No laws broken. There's no rules against that. Just is what it is. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. It's available. I don't know. Whew. You know, clean stream in time. This is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But there we go. This streamer is a bot. Me? Oh, you mean you? I don't know what you mean by that, but there we go. Rashford destroyed Upamecano. I mean, Rashford did ruin him in the Champions League. This is true. The day of the hat trick. Yeah, he absolutely... he did. He destroyed him. He absolutely destroyed him. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Now, I want to talk Raphinha. Because I'm very confused. I'm very confused. And I had a few people, again, of course, call me out last night because I kind of said, oh, we're hearing rumors that they might not sign both. And then there's some reports that make it look like the rumor is true. They're going to get both. And this one guy's, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Nobody does. And I've never claimed to have knowledge on every single transfer in the world. And no journalist ever does. But this is what Fabrizio put out last night. Fabrizio said that agreement almost reached with Dembele, bid accepted, as in the offer accepted, but it's up to Barca whether they want to sign or not. Barcelona have approached Leeds with an improved verbal proposal. Both Raphinha and Dembele are now waiting for Barcelona. But if we just go back to the search and just put in Dembele and Raphinha, just take out the "and" because that sometimes confuses it, right? There's so many reports when you sort of scroll through social media of, you know, what's actually going to happen. So this post here states, now it remains to be seen with Dembele almost renewed whether Raphinha will also come. Days ago, the club's message was that both can come, but recently the stance has changed to if one signs, the other will not. And this is the point as why it's so intriguing to see what is going to happen. Because Chelsea are essentially waiting in the wings. Chelsea are essentially sitting there and waiting and going, right, what we are going to do is see which one of them is left, and then go for that individual. And the good thing for Chelsea is they rate both Dembele and Raphinha pretty much on par with one another. They're pretty much, if we get either, we're in a very good space. We're going to improve that right-hand side of our attack. There'll be more creativity. They want Tuchel wants explosive wingers. Wingers and inside forwards with the ability to beat their man, break through those lines with, yes, skill, but also, you know, what is needed in the Premier League, a little bit of power. A little bit of pace. But I know saying P&P, power and pace, is a phrase people don't like. So what I like to call it is acceleration and athleticism. But you need that in the Prem. And do you know what's funny about it as well? My dad said this to me, bless him, once, because he's getting old. So what's wrong with mentioning power and pace around players? I said, do you know what it is, Dad? I said, what will happen to some players, the black players, is that they will instead of people focused on how good their touch is, how good their passing range is, how good their intelligence is, how much of a maestro they are on the ball, how they dictate play, it is purely the physical attributes that are like overplayed. So there's nothing wrong with saying Paul Pogba's got a great touch, great passing range, fantastic vision, excellent power and pace. That's fine. And he was like, oh, I get it. When it's only when you single one particular bit out. Yeah. So these players need it. These players really, really need, the Chelsea really, really need the explosive acceleration and the athleticism and the power of these individuals to break beyond defenders. They need people. Listen, Hudson-Odoi's got the ability to beat defenders. It's just when he beats a defender, there's very rarely any end product. Dembele and Raphinha have this. Sterling on the other side has it as well. And Chelsea, as I mentioned a few weeks ago in my video, I am really scared of Chelsea and their approach. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of getting at, I know a lot of people that are kind of getting at Chelsea and they're sort of looking at it as this wishy-washy approach to how they're trying to sign players. Is it going to work? Is it the right way of doing things? The answer, as far as I'm concerned, is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I think that Todd Boehly is going about this very differently. I think it's going to be, to clubs that want to sell players, it's going to be a breath of fresh air, and it could start changing the market somewhat. The Man Uniteds and the Arsenals love to drag their feet, essentially, when it comes to transfer dealings. That doesn't appear to be the approach of Boehly. It doesn't appear to be the approach of the new Chelsea regime, and I'm, for one, finding it exciting. They've landed Raheem Sterling, one of the best attacking players in Europe. Nathan Ake, I get why people are on the fence with that deal at the price it is coming in at, but let's see what else they do. They may get one of Dembele or Raphinha, fantastic. They will sign another top-quality centre-back, a Kunde. They could still get Delit. It could be Upamecano now. All of them very, very talented in their own rights. And don't forget who else they're kind of looking at. But the Raphinha situation, as I say, is very, very intriguing. Indeed, it really, really is. Now, this was another report. This was from a different individual, and I want to stress on this here. This comes from somebody called, is that Joaquin Pereira, who says Barcelona are in very advanced talks with Leeds for Raphinha. A total agreement is very close. The Brazilian's arrival does not depend on Ousmane Dembele's contract renewal. And that's why this is slightly confusing for all people, transfer experts, fans of Chelsea, fans of Barcelona. The reports are so mixed. They are so up and down. Nobody really knows what is going on. And what you'll find from a lot of people is that they won't put their neck on the line. This individual has, but with all due respect, and I don't mean this rudely, 5,000 followers, that doesn't mean that they're not credible. We've seen a lot of journalists this year that we haven't heard of, low level of followings, go out on a limb and get things right in front of the other big boys in the transfer window. So yeah, it's very, very intriguing indeed to see which way this is going to go. But I want to know what you think and feel. Will Chelsea end up with one of Raphinha or Dembele, or could it go the other way? Now, as you know, we're giving away free memberships on the Football Terrace. We're nearly halfway there now. 600 more likes and 10 free memberships are going to be given out live on the show. That's going to happen. Member super chat here from Mama Flossie, big supporter of the Terrace, 12 months as a member here, says, oh, I got one of these. Yes, you did. Fred, thank you very much for renewing your membership as an Academy member. Thank you. We have some super chats here. First super chat says, Terry, big up for 250K. With City losing all these players, do you think they'll sign someone else? Look, Sterling's already been replaced. Julian Alvarez, Haaland, Grealish. They are the replacements of the Raheem Sterlings of this world. They've got Phillips coming in. They've got Cucurella coming in. I don't see much more high-level business from Manchester City this summer. I think they're pretty much maxed out what they're going to do in relation to that. But there is going to be a surprise in this transfer window. There is going to be a deal in this window that no one is looking at, thinking about, or expecting to happen right now. And bang, it's going to happen. You know, someone making this is an example, a big money move for a Jude Bellingham. That might not be City. They don't necessarily need him right now, but you get my drift. There'll be something like that happens. Terry, if Chelsea get Raphinha, where does Mount go? Well, I still think Mount's going to play. Hang on. I think it really depends on the formation that Tuchel's going to go with. But I think Mason Mount stays an integral part of the Chelsea first team. I think Mason Mount will still have a huge say and a huge influence on what goes on. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. The 5-sub rule, extra rotation and quality rotation is what Chelsea need. Last year, a little bit like a higher degree than Arsenal, but when Chelsea started to rotate and it was the lesser players coming onto the pitch, the Ross Barkleys of this world, the Ziyech's, the impact wasn't quite there, and that's what Chelsea are looking to improve. So Chelsea are looking to improve their first team, which then in turn improves their backup options. Still people in the comments asking me about the Thomas Partey thing. I've read all the reports. I've read the articles in The Guardian and the newspapers. I am not commenting on the situation until we have clarity, because they are what they are. So they don't need commenting on as things stand right now. We have no idea what's going on, barring the reports. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave that one where it is. Ake out. City should go for Pau Torres. I mean, Pau Torres is an option. But the one thing the feedback that keeps coming back from the majority of Premier League clubs that have looked at Pau Torres is this notion of, is he big enough? Is he strong enough? Is he good enough? So there's a worry that he's a little bit too lightweight, a sort of a Lindelof 2.0 in many ways. So I think it's a potential deal that could happen, but I'm not overly sure about that. What's my thoughts on the 5-sub rule? Game changer. I think it changes the way we play football. I think like pass backs being eliminated, yellow cards being issued, time added on, like injury time. I think it's a game changer. I think it changes the complexity of the game. You can theoretically change 50% of your outfield team in stages of the game. You could throw on 5 fresh legs. Now, I know both teams can do it, but if you've got great strength in depth, what you're bringing off from that bench is superior. Equally, it changes the mood within dressing rooms. How you had Donny van der Beek, for instance, at Manchester United, frustrated that he wasn't getting the game time. There was a 5-sub rule. He may have come on in the majority of games, meaning there's more harmony within the squad. So the better the squad, the better the team, the more depth, the easier it now is for managers to keep their players happy. And if you've got a deep, thick squad that's remaining happy and people aren't thinking of moves away because they're not playing, then you're okay. Because you've got to remember, at least 2 substitutions per game are generally speaking tactical. And if it's, and if the tactic in the game doesn't need a new attacking midfielder, an attacking midfielder isn't going to come on. But actually, if you can make 5 subs, it could be right. Let's make the 2 defensive changes, but we're going to bring on, in Chelsea's case, we're going to bring on Mount for the last 25 minutes and just give him that game time because we can. And we can keep who's ever starting in front of him fresh for the next game. It just ticks so many boxes. Yeah. So I think it's an absolute game changer, if I'm being honest. Great for fantasy football as well. Terry, who has had the best transfer window up till now? It's got to be Manchester City. You can't look beyond the 3 players that they've brought into the club and the fact that Cucurella is very close to being completed. You can't look beyond Manchester City as it stands. Tottenham have done well in terms of numbers. There's question marks over a couple of their signings still and the overall quality of them. But Tottenham have done very, very well. Arsenal's start has been very good, no doubt. Man United, once they complete Martinez, I mean, I've still see people saying Man United are in absolute chaos. They're about to complete their 3rd signing of the summer. And this is the irony in it. Yes, Spurs have brought in 5 players. But I was speaking to a Spurs friend of mine last night, and I'm like, but there's like 3 of those Spurs players I wouldn't want my club signing. If Man United wanted Richarlison, Longley, and Perisic, they probably could have got them. But Man United fans wouldn't be happy with that, would they? Chelsea fans wouldn't be happy with it. It's good for Tottenham, but we don't want them. Man United are very close to securing their 3rd summer signing. That's the same amount of Man City. So I think Man United have done very, very well also. And I think Chelsea are about to catch up. In terms of the best, it's Man City. But I think a lot of teams have done well so far this summer. They're just not being raved about, And I look at Chelsea's. Ake and Sterling is a very good start to the window in terms of numbers. A little slower than Chelsea fans wanted, but a good start nevertheless. It's then what Chelsea then go on to do. You bring in a Dembele, you bring in a Raphinha, you bring in another top-class centre-back, and suddenly you're looking at Chelsea's window and you're saying, wow, there's bits here. The team that I do think, if I was a fan of their football club, the one club I'd be worried about right now in terms of their overall business would be Liverpool. We know how good they are, but they've lost Mane. They've brought in Darwin Núñez, but that's it so far. I know they've brought in 2 youngsters, but I don't know how good they're going to be year 1. And I'm not writing Liverpool off. I still think Liverpool are going to challenge for the title. I just feel like they're going to need that little bit more. And maybe Liverpool are working on something in secret. Maybe Liverpool are working on something in the dark. And it's going to come out of nowhere and surprise us all. But we will see. People, we're 550 likes away from gifting you 10 free memberships. 10 free memberships. Make sure you're smashing that like button right now, my people. Sterling and Raphinha together, and I'll be gassed. I just hope a Dembele resigns. Yeah, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd want Raphinha more. But I also think if Barcelona have the choice, I think they're going to pick Raphinha. I don't see them picking Dembele. The only way they don't pick Raphinha is if when it comes down to it, they just don't have the money. If they just don't have the money. There's also a report that's come out today from Gerard Romero that I want to throw out there as well, just because I think it's important to kind of put this out there. What he has said today, and I want to put this up onto the screen so you can all see, is that Barca could announce a signing and a departure today. So again, that's another intriguing one for me. Who is that departure going to be? Could it be Lewandowski? Could it be De Jong? Or will it just end up being some kind of no mark who nobody expects to kind of see move out? You're like, oh, that's boring. That's rubbish. You know, like sometimes you see a paper's headline, it's Man United signed first player of the summer, and you look, and we've signed like a 37-year-old backup goalkeeper. It's like, why have they even printed that? I don't care. Like, I just don't care about that level of signing. So there we go. Yet Upamecano is worse than Longley. Again, everyone's got a different. I don't think it. Listen, I'm not saying Longley and Perisic and Richarlison are bad signings. I'm simply pointing out they're easier signings to land than Martinez. They're easier signings to land than Gabriel Jesus. They're easier signings to land than Raphinha. So it isn't a dig that they're not good players. It's about context. And I saw some people tweeting yesterday, Man United and Chelsea aren't serious clubs because we haven't signed 5 players like Tottenham so far. Do Chelsea and Man United fans want all the players that Tottenham have signed? I would hazard a guess. You really did a poll right now. Everybody would say yes to Bissouma. I think you would be 50-50 or less in favor of signing any of the other players that Tottenham have brought in. Jed Spence, I think a lot of teams would like. But I'm not having a pop at Tottenham at all. I'm just stating that you can't judge how many players you've signed versus another team if the players the other team have signed you don't want and you don't think are of the same level. It don't make sense to me. But there we go. Plus context as well. How long have Spurs been working on those deals in comparison to the people running this here? Yeah. Again, I'd take Bissouma, Matt. I'd take Bissouma 110% of Man United right now. I was annoyed that we didn't go in for him. There's no doubt. But my point is, if Chelsea would have announced five signings already and they were Spurs' signings, I think it'll be more unhappy than being delayed. And that's why sometimes just wait and see what happens, I think, is what's important. Bissouma and Perisic are the only ones I would take. Well, I get that. Man United fans can't say that because they didn't want even Perisic when he was in his late 20s, let alone when he's 52 years old. So I say it was a good bit of business by Spurs and I stand by it, but that isn't the point. What I'm saying is there are a lot of football fans from our clubs who like the fake outrage online. Fake outrage. We saw fake outrage from Arsenal fans yesterday, pretending they were upset that basically their third string team that was full of players that are all leaving this summer was losing to some German outfit. Oh my God, the season's washed already. What? You don't mean that. You're not even, no one gets up. Listen, there's 2 things I hate about preseason. 1, people getting upset about games, and 2, people talking like it's a real match. I literally heard an Arsenal commentator say Gabriel Jesus has scored on his debut. Friendlies are not your debut. Football fans have been absolutely hoodwinked and conned into taking pre-season seriously because it's all about the money. Listen, people paid $5.99 yesterday to watch a pre-season game. $5.99. So what they do is they make you sound like it's important. Imagine if the broadcaster said, "Oh, listen, thanks for tuning in, people. Obviously, today's game doesn't matter. It's all that fitness." Nobody would tune in. They make all these tournaments now and they make them big and brand but shiny. We're basically magpies. Let's put a bit of silver out there and attract the magpies. You know, moths to the light. I don't mind preseason. I like watching teams and their shape, what they're looking to do. But people act like it's real. Like it's real. It's honestly crazy. It's crazy, but it's the art of advertising, isn't it? The advertising is the thing that hooks people. It's so serious. My guy's a baller. He bagged the brace. Got a hat trick. Oh, did you see the football? Brother, I saw Man United under LVG destroy Liverpool, destroy Real Madrid, and then lose to Swansea. It means very, very little indeed. Very little indeed. But listen, I've got no issue with people enjoying preseason. It weirds me. They're panicking. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Maitland-Niles are starting. What does that mean? It means he's just getting some fitness. Like the club have still got the club are not going to let players they don't want get overweight, fat, and not be prepared for the start of the season, because then a buying club isn't going to want them. Come on now, use your brains. Oh wow, so Terry said Alex Cook is saying Barca want to pay their first Raphinha installment next year. Listen, like I said yesterday, keep an eye out. Raphinha to Chelsea. If Leeds reject Barca's offer, and they've really set this deadline, this is what you have to remember here. People are trying to hold me to this and cut this in the right way. So I'm going to say it in the right way. If Leeds reject this offer and they stick to their word and have applied a deadline and say no more negotiations, he's a Chelsea player. He's agreed to the terms of Chelsea. This is something I truly believe. I've been told it by a number of people. Again, people don't like to go public with it because Twitter basically cooks you. You said this. I don't care. I don't care what anybody's got to say. He is happy with what Chelsea have offered. He just prefers Barcelona. And I saw Matisse say this yesterday, and essentially was like, this is why fans have to stop being emotional and let the club keep their hat in the ring, as it were. Because if Barca pull out, if Raphinha changes his mind, if the money doesn't quite work, if Leeds reject their offer, imagine walking away. There's a saying for that, which is cutting off your nose to spite your face. Football fans have got to come to the realization that not everybody has a burning, deep-rooted desire to join your football club. I guarantee you, if you were to ask Frank Lampard honestly, did he in his heart of hearts emotionally want to leave West Ham? I bet the answer is no. Do you know why he left West Ham? Because it was a career decision. If you look at De Jong at Barca, in his heart, does he want to leave Barca? No. But if Barca don't want him there anymore and he's going to be sitting on the bench and it's going to damage his career, professionally, he's going to want to move on. So whether you move on to ensure you're playing to keep progressing in your career, or whether you move on to go to a bigger club that's got more ambition and more facilities to win, the mental process is pretty much the same. If all our clubs were on an even playing field and all had an equal chance of winning, a lot of people wouldn't leave their boyhood clubs that they grew up loving. They'd just stay there. But people move for better career opportunities. Now, whether that's going from a smaller club to a bigger club or going from one big club to another, footballers typically will make the best decision for their career and financially. And football fans have got to get with the program. Everybody tries to twist this narrative to try and dig each other out. And I get the banter. Keep the banter. But when it comes to your own club, like, banter's really easy to take if you understand the game of football and you understand that the professional and these are professional footballers. They're not emotional like you and I to a large degree. Where the emotion comes out in footballers is when they're playing. Why? Because they've got generally a great desire to win, a mentality to get to where it is they are in the world. But yeah, listen, I think Chelsea would be idiotic. Would have been idiotic to have walked away from this potential deal. They really, really would have been. Now, people, we're 300 likes away from giving away the memberships live on the air. A comment here is very interesting. How much we talk about it, nobody knows where De Jong ends. Yeah, of course. It could go multiple ways. Of course it could. We need a director of football. Tuchel's talent ID is questionable, is what Bav has got to say here. Is his talent ID questionable, or is it just that he's looking at players that you don't necessarily like? Maybe it's your talent ID. You ever thought about that one? Could be the other way around. Do you know what I mean? I'm not the problem, you are. You know, I'm only messing. Oh, the departure is Trincao. See, that's what I mean. I knew it was going to be something dead like that. There we go. But there we go. That's what it is. Fair enough. He's an interesting one as well. It's funny as well because I remember all of last season. He was another one of them players that hipsters were like, "Oh my God, my club should sign him. Trincao, what a baller. He's better than all our inside forwards. Oh my God, he's so good. Yeah, love him." Wolves don't even want him back. People are hoodwinked by the flashiness of individuals, you know. Like I said before, I had a friend growing up, good guy, but he'd have the Mizuno belt on. He'd have the Ralph Lauren, like he'd have Ralph or Prada t-shirt. Everything was like big and broad. He looked like he had money. You know, go to the club. First thing you do is go and buy a bottle of champagne, normally the cheapest bottle, and he'd walk around the club and he'd be dancing with it. He was trying to ball out. That was his money gone though. Spent all the money on his clothes, the money on the shampoos. Then man was broke. That's how I look at certain footballers. They've got the little flicks, they've got the little flair, they've got the little tricks. Everybody's like, oh my God, look how good he is. Oh my God, baller. Yeah, I know ball. My talent ID is like amazing. And they don't do anything. These people just, it's all smoke and mirrors. You know, fur coat, no knickers. And I worry about football fans who enjoy that type of thing. Like I've said, that someone like that will never get to date my daughter. You know, never, ever, because those types of people, and generally speaking, end up being bums. It's as simple as that for me. If you're one of those people, change your ways. That's what so you got to get done. Terry, you were describing Paul Pogba. Best player at a World Cup. Best player in a World Cup final. Won league titles, won domestic trophies. Been one of, no doubt, it's not Paul Pogba at all. It's not Paul Pogba. It can't be Paul Pogba. He has won things. Like, it's the opposite, you know. Paul Pogba's won more in his career than Steven Gerrard did. I'm just saying he won more than your legend. Winner Paul. Terry is giving life lessons now on the show. Listen, you got to give life lessons. Oh, hang on. There's an update here. Thank you. It says Raphinha and his agent Deco have given Barcelona just over 48 hours to agree a deal with with Leeds United. Otherwise, they will reopen talks with Chelsea. Hey! Whoop, whoop! Listen, I still think Barca are going to get him. Right in my heart of my heart. Deep down in my soul, I think Barca get him. But Chelsea have a chance. And it's that chance. This is what the transfer window is about. Honestly, I said it before. Someone said now, Terry, the transfer window can be 9 months long and the league season 3 months. I might swap it, you know. I prefer the transfer window. It's more fun. I don't know why I like it. Because my club can win that sometimes. But there we go. Honestly, tap in Terry. Listen, it is what it is. This is the game. This is the game, my people. This is the game. But guys, we're 210 likes away from the free giveaway, people. From the free giveaway. On the free giveaway. Oh, that's an interesting piece of news. That. Who shared that news though? I need to find it. I need to find where that's been put. Someone DM me the link. Please. By the way, I do think Man United are interested in Brian Brobby. I think that's real. I think it's real. Yes, I do. I think it's real. Yes, I do. I think it's a real link. I think it could really happen. Yes, I do. I think it could happen. It feels pretty real to me. Might get a green tick. Should I green ticket, people? Should I green ticket? Brian Brobby to Man United is on. Should I green ticket? Should I do the green tick? Should the green tick happen? That's the question. I want you to tell me right now. Should I do it? Please take this donation and please don't do the imitation ever again. You don't like it? Oh my God. You don't want me to do my imitation anymore. Oh no. Oh my God. Nino, oh my day. I'm so sorry. Listen. Big update there. Big update indeed. I'm going to tweak that out. But I want to know now. Let me know in the comment section. Should I green tick Brian Brobby to United? Should I do the green tick? Should I do the green tick? One of the reasons why I like doing the green tick is I know it triggers people. I love it. I love how it triggers people. It's amazing. But yeah, this Raphinha news is crazy. This Raphinha news is legitimately crazy. It is. But exciting as well. We are getting Raphinha. Lots of Chelsea fans getting excited about this. Look at this. He's getting a little bit radio there. Okay, here we go from there's no truth in the rumor suggesting that today Upamecano could leave Bayern following his change of agency. Do you know what's funny? Christian Falk 2 years ago was very much looked at as like one of the credible journalists. Suddenly he's not. And interestingly, when he's lost his credibility at the same time that he stopped doing shows with Fabrizio. Like Fabrizio's almost like, yeah, bro, I ain't touching that no more. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't touching that anymore. That's a bit of a dodge one. It's a little bit of a dodge. But we'll see. RB Leipzig are getting lots of money from these sales. They are. And whose talent ID picked up all these players? The same guy that Man United don't want in Ralph. There we go. But we'll see what happens. Do you only watch football, Terry? No, I watch EastEnders. I watch a lot of box sets. I watch UFC. I watch MMA, but I predominantly watch UFC. I'm a bit of a casual boxing fan. I'm not a casual boxing fan. Watch a little bit of tennis, a little bit of rugby. That's about it, really. But because I cover the top 6 so intensively, it takes up the vast majority of my time. You know, it's kind of sometimes why I find it hard to talk to rivals about other clubs, because they'll sit there and they say things. I've had it on the top 6 show recently where people an Arsenal fan starts talking about Man United and they're just bringing things up that are non-talking points because they haven't read any of the real stories about Man United. It's like, oh, this is painful to listen to because you don't know anything. You don't even know what the stories are saying. So it's hard to give an informed opinion on subjects that you know nothing about. Does that make sense? You know, even with me with other clubs, I still like to prefer to talk to like Chelsea fans about their football club because Chelsea fans will read and research their club far more intensely than I probably will. And that's the point of opening the lines up. And we are going to open up the lines later on today when we do the 250,000 show for you guys to come on and basically laud me with compliments. Laud me with compliments. That's what it's going to be about. Praise me. Shower me. I want a golden shower of compliments. It's going to be a damn good show. You ever watch the Hodge twins? They're mental, but they're actually funny. They something. I don't know how to get away with saying what they say. They make me die. Not a big fan of their political stance, but they are funny. Ajax are still not happy with Man United's offer for Arsenal target Sandro Martinez. The club wants United to improve their offer. Of course they do. Where's that from? It would help me if you gave me the person who's saying it so I can find it and put it up on the screen. But I'm not too surprised to read and hear that. It doesn't surprise me. They're going to try and get as much money as possible out of that deal. No doubt about it whatsoever. Where are we with these likes now, people? What are we? We're so close. We're basically 100 away. We are 100 away, my people. Get it smashed right now so we can get the... We want to be getting the member noise out. Let's do it now, people. If you fancy gifting a membership, feel free to do that as well. I think you press the same button as a super chat as well if you want to give some out to your fellow viewers. But there we go. Nathan Ake. Oh, did I spell done deal wrong on the overlay? I did. It doesn't matter. I don't notice those things until you guys point them out because I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic. I don't see it until you point it out to me. Thank you very much for the congratulations. I appreciate that, my friend. I really, really do. I really do. Terry, which lower ranked club will make a huge surprise in this coming season? I think Newcastle are going to be very good, but I don't know how much of a surprise we would consider that anymore. Does that make sense? I don't know if it is seen as a surprise. I think Leicester could jump back up again. I'm really intrigued to see how good Nottingham Forest are going to be this year. Though. Nottingham Forest really intrigued me. I like their manager. I kind of like their approach. So, yeah, Nottingham Forest, I'm intrigued to watch. I really am. Alfred here says, El Tel, what's your plan this weekend? I was going to stick a little bit of peak practice. Stick on a bit of peak practice later. Bloody repeats. But not for me. I haven't seen them before. I love a bit. If you haven't watched The British Office, you've never lived. It's great. It really is great. Either the news is false or old. I've gone through her page. I can't find the actual tweet. Someone should scan her page and prove me wrong. What are you talking about, though? I don't know what you're talking about, my guy. What do you mean? Guys, we're 30 likes away. We are 30 likes away from liftoff. We are almost there. Live on the Football Terrace, people. I've got to open up a page. You're gonna hear some likes. You're gonna hear that in the background. I don't like that. There we go. But we're 30 likes away. We're 30 likes away, and then we're going to launch, and we'll be there. Leeds are doing some good signings. Yeah, Leeds are signing some decent players. Leeds are another team on the intrigued to watch next year. I think he's a better manager than Bielsa. I think his style's better. There's more structure. If he can get the same level of buy-in from his players, and his talent ID is good enough, and they sign the right individuals, they're not going to have I don't know if they're going to finish top 8, but I think they'll have a good year next year. And if Leeds can stop being so leaky at the back, they could be dangerous. Villa will flop because they've got a bang average manager in Steven Gerrard. It's as simple as that. There we go. People, we have hit the 1,000 mark. So here we go with the 10. We're doing the 10 free memberships that we're gifting out to you right now, live on the air on the Football Terrace. They're on their way to you. That's done. They're coming right now, my people. I'm going to announce live on the air who these individuals are. This is what we're going to put out. That's done. That's been issued now. Thank you, Star-Lord, for your comment as well. Here we go. Who are the members that have been given out these 10 free memberships? Firstly, who? First one, Chelsea fan, you have been picked. You're just called Chelsea fan. Darpit Ragnar, you have been, Ranga, you have been picked. Scepter 007, you have been picked. Rem, you have been picked. Peter, you have been picked. JRB has been picked. ABC has been picked. Jonathan, I can't pronounce your surname. I'm very sorry. You've been picked. Malcolm has been picked out as well. And Simon Hughes. I'm glad Simon Hughes has been picked. I think he used to be a member as well. All been picked there for your memberships. Congratulations. And listen, if we hit 2,000 likes, if all you hit the like button now, we'll give out another 10. It's all on you lot. You, the viewers, control how many we give out. So I'm glad Simon Hughes is back as a member now as well. Feel free to gift any that you want to your fellow viewers as well. We've got a lot of member-only content that's starting for the beginning of the season. So you have to be a member to get it. Squad member and above. So if you're on an academy level, feel free to upgrade to the next standard so you can move into those categories. But thank you very much indeed. And anyone that signs up themselves for a membership, we'll do a big fanfare and a big welcome to the terrace because we actually care about our viewers. Let's have a look at some more of your comments that have come through here. I've already had that one. I was about to put another comment I've already had before. But I can't pick you. Like YouTube randomly gives them out. Like I can't do anything about it. Mama Flossie there saying congratulations to everybody. Chelsea are flying to LA. Sterling will be announced at the LA Dodger Stadium, maybe. Yeah, you've got to remember this as well. Like clubs will have delayed the announcements of signings, new shirts. Sometimes they want to do it on the tour. Like I kind of said to people before, there is this kind of approach now with football clubs. The announcements are so big and important that things get delayed for it. But people, we have a member here. Thank you very much to I can't pronounce that name, to be fair. My dyslexia will not allow me. Zazad, maybe, I think it might be how it's pronounced. Become an academy member of the Football Terrace. Thank you very, very much indeed for signing up and supporting us here. It really does mean a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The scarves, KJ's on that. I think we've put something out on the community post. KJ said it before. We got email. Go check the community posts. We'll put it out. We'll put it out again if you've missed it. KJ's got his work email address up. So email him your address and KJ will get them sent out to you. We'll put it up again just in case anybody missed it. It's misleading to announce a transfer is complete when it's not, but it is. I don't care when the club announces it. It's done. 110%. You've signed them all. You've signed them. They're your players. I can't. There's not much more I can say. It's done. So yeah. 250K. That's an amazing achievement. Remember you at 14. Listen, I was looking at I went back and looked at the numbers at the start of the summer of 2018. we had 20,000 subscribers in 4 years. Over 200,000 new subscribers in that time is just beyond my wildest dreams. And, I just want to thank all of you, but we'll talk about it a little bit more later. But I just want to thank everybody that's made that possible, really. And it's some people I really need to thank that have made that achievable for me. So, yeah, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Tamil, thank you for renewing your membership. 10 months as an Academy member. Thank you very much indeed. News on the lit. There are talks about possible contracts listen, I think Bayern Munich have a great chance. And Bayern Munich are a legacy club. Bayern Munich are huge. It's interesting that it was a few weeks ago they spoke about this being down to the best offer, the best financial offer. I think Chelsea should still try and blow them out of the water and see what happens. Be very intrigued to see what happens kind of in that space. But let's see. I'm membership material. Then sign up, baby. Sign up to that membership package if you're membership material. Get that done. At least Terry does not try to make out that he is in the know at every time on a transfer. I don't. But equally, do you want to know why I know this is done? Do you want to know why I know it's done? I can tell you this exclusively on this. I know someone who has a very senior, important job at Chelsea. I just know him. They're a friend of mine. And that person, who may be a woman, maybe a man, has told me it's done. So I can sit here very comfortably and say it's done. I don't care about the fanfare announcement. The same as I don't care about informal or formal bids. They're the same thing for me. I don't care about the framing, the narrative, the superlatives, the language, the semantics. I can't be dealing with any of that. I'm a simple person. Simple Jack, you can call me if you want. I don't care. They made an informal bid via an intermediary over the telephone. So they bid then, yeah? That's me. Personal terms will not be problematic, it is believed, when eventually the manager and player sit down face-to-face in a room. Oh, so they've discussed it over the phone and they're all happy with it, yeah? So personal terms are pretty much agreed, yeah? Listen, let's just keep it simple. Do you know what I mean? It's weird that we don't. I don't get it. But there we go. Maybe that's just me. But I know 250,000 of you like what I do. So that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. De Jong. I'll give you a little update on De Jong. De Jong and Ronaldo. Because I tweeted it and we haven't really spoke about it yet. Ronaldo and De Jong are very interesting situations. Chelsea are looking at both. But they're kind of just monitoring right now. Because they need... Chelsea are just protecting themselves from something going wrong, really and truly, when it comes to those deals. But I still think there's a sting in the tail for Man United with De Jong. So what people then do, Terry, you said like he'll come to United. I think he will come to United. If United do a deal with Barca, he'll sign. Said that all along. But what do they also say every step of the way? Not if a team like Chelsea, not if a team like PSG, not if a team like Liverpool steps in. I think they'll take him off of us. That's more my concern. Doing the deal with Barca, I'm fine to take our time with it. It doesn't bother me. What I'm worried about is a team like Chelsea getting involved. Thank you. Here we have a new member. I'm struggling with the name. Ayodele. Sorry, I actually know how to say it. My brain won't let me. Ayodele, the surname I'm not going to butcher, and I'm not going to disrespect you. But thank you for becoming a squad member of the Football Terrace. You absolute diamond. You beautiful geezer. Thank you very much. I appreciate that massively. I really, really do. Abdul here. Abdul's obviously a Barca fan and a Newcastle fan, by the way. He says, Chelsea fans have no shame. Raphinha doesn't want them. He's waiting for his first choice. Chelsea are sloppy seconds. Maybe they are, my friend. But I'd rather be Chelsea right now than Barcelona. You guys are brokey, bruv. You guys are broke. You're broke. Do you know what I mean? I told you, you guys are buying your players by a little with catalogue, bruv. Can we pay you 25p a week for the next 62 years? The Liga broke. Barca broke. Do you know what I mean? Selling their souls. Do you know what I mean? I've heard that Barcelona fans are getting divorced just so they can get remarried on the Barcelona pitch just to give their club some money. Terry, your take on Todd Boehly so far? Exciting. I like him. Do you know what? Do you know what I like about it? Because he ain't my guy. I don't care if it works or not. Does that make sense? So I got no. It's like if this approach works, cool. If it fails, great. But I'm excited watching him. The way he's just going around, I'm going to do it my way. You know what I mean? I can just imagine him like putting his earphones. I used to do this for business meetings, like important business meetings when I worked in the banks and stuff that I was in. I listen to like epic soundtrack music on my way going into the office. I don't know, sometimes Superman, Indiana Jones. So a really good soundtrack, like the music from Jurassic Park. You listen to it, get right up for it. Rocky songs from the Rocky films. I can imagine Bowley doing that. Like he's in the car, he's about to arrive at the restaurant, speak to Barcelona, and he's got a bit of Eye of the Tiger in his ears. Like, right, I'm going to go in here and smash it. I bet he goes to the gym before he goes to meeting. He doesn't look like he goes gym, but I don't know. I like him. I like something about him. I like this like atypical American approach. I like it. I don't even know why. It's just something about it I find intriguing. It's how I wish my American owners were behaving, maybe. Mine don't. Mine just sit there like fat sloths. You taking the money out of the club. Do you know what I mean? That's all they do, or making money out of us. But there we go. Terry, isn't that worse? You are second choice to a broke club. No. I mean, it's just why are you taking banter so seriously, Abdul? Why are you taking banter so seriously? It's just a joke. Like, if you dissect a joke and try and turn it into a real point, of course it's wrong. Like, imagine you took. By the way, I'm not even as funny as the tip of Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle's fingernail, right? I'm not claiming to be. If you watch they're for me right now, they're two of the best comedians in the world. Chappelle number one for me right now. If you dissect their jokes and go for facts, you stop it from being funny. Like, just relax a little bit. Thanks for having me on your wonderful channel. Looking forward to learning a lot and getting involved. Not a problem, my G. Thank you for signing up and supporting. It means a great deal to me, the people that do that. It really, really does. You keep us alive. He's a banterholic. Well, it's interesting because what some people did, like, a gal did it to me the other day. He like made a really serious point and then was like, oh, but it was only banter. But you weren't bantering. You were trying to catch me out. Like, either challenge me proper or banter me. But you don't mix the two together. 1.3 million of debt. 1.3 million of debt and won't exist in 3 to 4 years, according. I mean, is that billion? It won't be. Can't be million. It's 1.3 million in debt. They'll be able to pay that off in a day. Chelsea are not second choice for Raphinha. There's no proof. The man hates Chelsea. May we. Bowley going berserk. I don't know if he's going berserk. Just a different way. Terry, can you make donation stream for Barcelona? Yeah, we should do that. Did you get it's like a Just Giving page set up for Barca. I don't think United, Chelsea, etc. are second choice for Frankie de Jong. He wants his money, and if he leaves before the agreement of payment, they could easily forego. They might do. No one really knows the complexities of that. I don't think they can forego the deferred payments if he's sold, because it's Barca that would agree to sell him. What he can't do is ask to leave or try and force the move. That's what's holding this up. So it's all going to come. It's all going to come to it. I think in the end, Man United will succumb to the pressure, and they may make some of the bonuses a little easier, so that essentially Man United are going to pay the wages. But what I spoke to a journalist last night who pointed out to me that sometimes this happens a lot. It's only that it's being reported on that it seems obscure that Man United or Chelsea, because they could both do this, would pay the deferred wages of de Jong. Well, why are we paying your wages? Because I said it on the show yesterday and journalist was watching and he spoke to me about it last night. And he's like, sometimes that's part of the fee of a player because the club's got debts or bonuses it needs to pay. And they want, essentially, when they're selling a particular player, they're selling it not to buy new players. They're selling it so they can pay debts. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense if you get where I'm coming from. So I think Man United, I think Man United will still go for him. And the thought and feeling is that they'll still get it done. But I'm more worried about Chelsea getting involved than I am Man United not getting a deal done with Barcelona. But that's just my take anyway. Phil, thank you, Phil, for becoming a squad member of the Football Terrace, you legend. And by the way, we've got a new badge launch very soon. The Football Terrace badge is going to be changing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, the design so far. And Legends have seen that the first draft of it has been put into the Legends group chat on Twitter, on WhatsApp. That's on its way. And then we'll get there'll be new emojis added for members, and we'll be adding in the new badges for how long you've all been members and stuff. There's 2 and 3 year badges we can now add in as well. So there's loads of new stuff coming in the area. I think Robbie's interest is a bluff for Martinez. It could be. That's a really good take. Could it be? Let's make Ajax think we're going to take one of their number 1 targets. And then what you say is, hang on, we'll pull out of the Robbie race if you let us have Martinez. You see what you... Mate, see, upstairs for thinking, downstairs for dancing. That's what you're doing there, my old mucker. Like it. Not just a pretty face. You, I'm talking about, not me. Terry, Borough gives Spurs 48 hours for the Spence deal. Interesting. I think Spurs should just get it done and get it over the line, but there we go. Listen, my people, there's a comment here that came in and says, Igal told have hope went too far when he said he has PTSD. Look, I think some fans of their clubs, and Arsenal fans have these, every fan base has them, are a little bit less happy with what their club's doing right now and they want to let on. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with being negative about what's going on at your club right now. But what they try to do, instead of admitting it, they project on others. And I don't necessarily know if that's what Igal's doing. I'm not making a suggestion, but it certainly does exist out there, you know. But then there are people that are over the top with their outrage about their club at the minute, which is crazy. Every football fan becomes a financial expert when it comes to Barca. Second most valuable club after Real Madrid. Terry, La Liga literally owed Man United for 6 years. KC, again, you're taking a joke so seriously, my friend. You had do you have no sense of humor? It's a joke. Like, I don't really mean it. Like the other day when you phoned in and I was saying we're bigger than you. There are stats that would show Barca are bigger than Man United, but do I care? It's a joke. It's a joke, bruv. It's not serious. You know what I mean? You know, like when someone says, knock, knock, who's there? You do realize nobody's at the door, right? It's a joke. If I told you a knock, knock joke, you wouldn't go and answer your front door, would you? Oh, Casey, come on. Thanks for the super chat, my guy. I really need to appreciate it. Breaking news, Man United signing Thomas. I don't know who that is, and I can't read the name out because my dyslexia is kicked in. And it's like, is that a real person? Or am I going to read that name out? No, it is a real person. He's a Greek footballer, 27. You're saying Man United are going to sign him for free. Where's this come from? I'm going to put it into the Twitter sphere. See what Twitter spits out of me. It's true. What? Oh, Fulham are interested. Is back in May, what Fabrizio said. Just in from Jeff Peters. He's very credible. Man United are closing in on the deal. Oh, it's a goalkeeper. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. It's a backup goalie. I'm not reporting on it. I thought he was a decent player. Don't care. I'm so bad. I just don't care about niche signings. He might be a deep. Just don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. And that sounds so hard. I thought, oh, who's this? Maybe it's a midfielder I've never heard of. No, it's a goalie I've never heard of, but I don't care about backup goalies. I don't. Ryan. Thank you, my guy. So, upgrading his membership. First of all, we took out first team membership, and then he upgraded himself. So he upgraded to becoming a first team member. Sorry, I misread that. Thank you very much, my friend. I really do appreciate you upgrading your membership live on the air on the Football Terrace. Thank you. Now, listen, my people, we're back. We've got some more content this afternoon. Tonight, we're going to do a 250K celebratory stream. Yes, and tomorrow, Straight Facts in the evening. Lee Judges from AFTV is joining us. Very, very excited about that. But until next time, thank you. Take care. Goodbye.